And you can see what remains of another kurgan that's been well farmed over right where that equipment is right now on Google Maps. There's still a very clear outline.
This Piazza Italia, so you can imagine that we made all this way round. We will come here. We visited, it was the bus station. This is set, Soviet canteen.
Oh, so that's where we're going.
Yes. And as I said already, I mentioned that the owner of the place, he's a huge collectioner of the Soviet relics. So here practically you will find it like the museum, but with the main difference that you can touch the object and even try it. So let's go.
So therefore,
I'll take at the end.
Are you gonna have something like these?
Yeah.
I don't carry. I've not been carrying cash for the last 10 years, so I have like.
The sign is a little faded, but it says the Intercession Church was built in 1740. It was originally Greek Catholic and later an Orthodox church, but in Soviet years, the church, like many other buildings in the region, was destroyed. To date, the walls and part of the roof have survived. And the other side of Raskov, as you can see, looks quite different with the culture hall and a statue of Lenin right here at the entrance to St. Kaitan Church. But the inside of the culture hall, at least through the front door, looks very similar to the one on the opposite side of the Dniester.
Opened in 2017. The second one was implanted in 2017 and should be opened on September 2nd, 2040, when presumably there's going to be 50th anniversary since the PMR was established.
And what is Gagarin's attachment to the region?
So the thing is that in 1977, the local city council of Tiraspol, the Soviet one, back in the day, decided to put the monument, and this boulevard was called after him. Back in 2021, the local government from Tiraspol decided also to install the mural because it was 60th anniversary from his flight to the space. The thing is that Gagarin was never in Tiraspol, but during his lifetime he visited Chisinau. So back in that time, you know, Tiraspol and Chisinau were together, so that's why the Boulevard of Gagarin exists not only in Chisinau but also in Tiraspol. So that's the only explanation I can give to you. 1987, the replica of the exact same statue which used to be in East Berlin. That one got dismantled and I think doesn't even exist anymore. This one is still standing after almost 40 years.
And you said this building was made in 1983?
1983, it used to be the city committee of the Communist Party, but nowadays it's like a local parliament. The tank T-34. Also you can see the old cars, the evolution of the police cars. The different motorcycles. But nonetheless, we can look at the cars.
Passing a fire truck, more police cars.
Old. This is an old Lada. This is old Volga. This one is from 1960s. This one is from 1970s. And the Lada is from 1980s. Militia is the Soviet name for the police. In official name is Dom Sovetov, which means House of Soviets or House of Councils. Initially used to be executive committee of the Communist Party. Now it's in the 90s it became local city council. 50s. And because it should be biblioteca. And over there is a monument to Pushkin from the grateful descendants, it says on the foundation.
So his family actually made this?
No, from the grateful descendants in general. You know, like cultural descendants. The people who praise his poetry and, you know, our creation. Push the point, so he spent maybe 1 or 2 days in here, but didn't live here properly, like in Chisinau or Odessa. In Odessa, they I think they're already. It's called Transnistria State University, founded back in the year 1930, as we can see on the logo. And of course, this was the first building.
How do you pronounce that? Taravshenchenko?
Yeah, the first name is Taras. Grigorievich is like his patronymic name. The last name is Shevchenko. There's even video of that existing. The Smirnov on the stage by the table with other deputies takes the votes. It was like, if I'm not mistaken, at 1 p.m. So like 35 years ago, a couple of days. Left. You have fallen in Bandera, but you are not forgotten. Not only granite slabs will remember you. To the right it says, thank your destiny that you're alive, and take a bow for the fallen ones. Lebedь Alexander Ivanovich, he was the main initiator of intervention. The parachute logo is because the 14th Army used to be the part of airborne forces, and their official motto, Nikto kроме нас, which means nobody but us. Events, you know, the meeting of worker collectives to give the Russian language the status of official one back on September 4th, 1989. Some events from 1992. Still in the bazaar. Yeah, so basically the burning oil depot in the Bandar Fortress, June 20th, 1992. This is like more modern photos. But the gunfights took place actually in here as well. The memorial is installed in honor of the citizens of the town Bendari who died protecting the town from March till July 1992 from the nationalists of Moldova.
And from the steps of the Memorial to Glory in Ribnica, you can see over in Moldova a windmill, one of their efforts to move away from the energy supplied by generator plants here in the PMR in Transnistria, or more properly Pridnestrovia. And at the base of the Memorial of Glory in Ribnica, you've got the monument to the War of '92, which is much less commonly advertised. A lot of these deaths are 82, 83. I believe at least these are the ones relating to Chernobyl. 1987, 1988, maybe Afghanistan. These wars and conflicts are treated all the same, along with the disaster at Chernobyl. Afghanistan, Transnistria's War of Independence, or PMR's War of Independence, and the Chernobyl disaster. we're heading towards Dubusari on Dzerzhinsky Street, which is the founder of the Cheka. Very few people still celebrate Dzerzhinsky.
How did this work? Any ideas? No, not that's the reason. So
Who is me? What do you mean? All of us, all of them, we are expecting us.
Спасибо взаимно.
That's a big ass service. Oh, it's hypermarket.
Дорожное радио. Вместе в пути.
Fancy.
Yeah, I wonder who lives in here.
It's completely a gated community.
Are these the nice apartments?
It did.
Launch. I bought a real one. Make incoming.
In 200 meters. Keep left at the fork.
No, I don't want to show you. You bullied me. Did you talk about it as a normally large thumb? So that's a timeout. Take a day. See you on Friday.
Although the sign in front of the cemetery sort of marks 1941 to 1980 as the main dates for this cemetery, there's also a monument to the victims of oppression of Stalin from 37 to 39. Although, of course, the repression against the Jews would continue for quite a few years under the Soviet Union, all the way through. I've heard of some reporting of the Sobibor concentration camp and how they refused to let one of the survivors testify in front of the World Court. Now, there's also in this cemetery a mass grave of the bones of the old Jewish cemetery, which were exhumed and brought here. And the memorial began in 1941. I believe, at least that's what the front gate says.
It's like super expensive and it's health conscious and some category and like matcha latte and stuff.
It just doesn't taste good.
What tastes good?
Border moves further to Mexico. Sarabia is already involved in the Russian Empire, so they don't need anymore because it's been upgraded. So you will see now this is all these 5-story buildings. In the 60s, they destroyed the remains of the fortress. And all this territory bears the name of the Borodino Square. Borodino, you know, the place of Napoleon launched that against Russia.
It's this mural. Oh, you got it?
Military barracks to the right you see.
And these are sheriff penthouses.
Like, can't tell the exact price right now, but 5 years ago it would be $500 per square meter. But it's big money for.
For the rest of my life, I cannot go out.
Culture, very respectful. So we live together. I dance Moldavian dances. I sing Moldavian songs.
So
While my mother tongue is Russian.
how would you say Moldavian language is compared to Romanian language?
I would say it's like English that you speak in Ireland and in UK.
Okay.
So a little bit different accent maybe, but some words may differ.
Pretty much the same.
But yeah, you will understand like 98%.
Okay.
Of it. some kind of, he actually here. If it has some spot,
Анжелик, мы идем сразу в дом? Давай.
Let's go to the shade.
yes.
Sorry.
Хочу сказать, что на мне элементы национальной одежды.
So I'm wearing a
Это
national, traditional costume.
белая блузка и белая юбка,
So the
и
white
вот такой
shirt.
фартушок.
White shirt, white skirt. Okay, just tell that you everything is with me
Я
here.
Обычный, да.
Мясо, да?
Еще одну тарелку взял.
Тыква, варенье, белая черешня. Все у нас есть.
Wow. So nice. So cool.
Постройка этого храма была закончена в 1740. Этот храм Ленина, храм Ленина, это Ленина. Это храм Ленина. Видим, что было принято решение всю штукатурку брать и сделали новую штукатурку. Как бы новые штукатурки, да, расписаны.
So when you see the outer part, there was so much damage that we decided to take off all the stucco painting to put a new layer and do it.
Наверное, многие.
The creation of art.
Yeah, but these are exceptional.
Let me think about it. How many because we've got? I mean, you like
Подголовный камень, и на этом кирпиче высекали, кто это здесь похороненный.
There was a tradition, Orthodox tradition, to put the brick under the head with the name and the date of who is buried here. It was engraved in this brick.
По этим камням было установлено, кто здесь похоронен, но кто где уже восстановить.
At least they discovered who was buried here, but
whose bones or whose skull this is, they couldn't define.
Когда проводили земляные работы около храма, то нашли останки вот этого святого монаха.
When they did some groundworks near the temple, they found the remains of this saint monk.
In like Romania's history, like Romania is a bit like Poland.
Отец Германа, вы не...
Конечно, для построек нужны были средства, поэтому монастырь Нямс имел 8 вотчин, которые были здесь на построении, доходы с которых шли на содержание монастыря Нямс.
And the monastery of Nyams had about 8 territories from which the profits were coming for this monastery. It comes from electricity, yes?
And that heating goes to generate
Our heating comes from natural gas, like in my house. We burn natural gas, we boil water. If you want to stay, so you come and you ask the benediction, I would say, the blessing of the hegumen, and if he blesses, you say, okay, I see you're a good person, please stay. Like if you come and in there as well. And people are hardworking, and they were so rich that so their income in, let's say, in '73 would be like in the current prices like $65 million. So for a small village of 10,000 people, it's huge money. So they could invest money in infrastructure. They wanted even to build an Olympic swimming pool, but then they resisted. But they had a palace of culture with beautiful paintings and fresco painting inside by one of the most famous Moldovan artists. They had like the monument. They had chess school. They had like wrestling school, gymnastics school. They had street schools, a football stadium, a cinema. So this village was prospering. Divided by 6. Go on. And they were fun.
I think Callie just took it.
Maybe it's got sweets.
I think he's a
And we're here on the left bank of the river Dniester in Transnistria to see the ruined synagogue of Raskov. Earlier today we started out seeing the old Jewish cemetery on the western side of the river, but here we are in the PMR. And you can see also on the hill overlooking Raskov, from the top of the synagogue, St. Kaitan, the Polish Catholic Church. It still has a few people that live there, I believe. And look at that fossil-bearing limestone in Reskov, just kind of interesting. So there's a spring right behind the synagogue, and the English translation reads, Panska Krynitz. Oh, that tastes very fresh. And this is the Moldovan side of the Dniester River, the right bank, but we're here standing on the left side in Transnistria, or less formally Transnistria. We just saw the old Jewish cemetery in Vadul Raskov on the Moldovan side, but here we can see another one, the old Jewish cemetery, which looks a little bit less well maintained in Transnistria, but this is a struggling separatist state, so they don't necessarily have the funds needed to keep this all very well maintained. But at least it looks like vandalism has been kept to a minimum. And I saw a sign saying that a new Jewish cemetery was up here along the shores of the Dniester, and I wanted to see what that was. Seeing a place like this really does make you understand what a beautiful place this was to settle, and how eager Jewish communities were flocking to the shores of the Dniester River. The Moldovan people have always been very welcoming to all sorts of races and ethnicities. This is a melting pot of people. And I said earlier, I'm not here to make a pro-PMR or anti-PMR video, and I almost hate to show this, but it looks like this road here was grazed sort of right through some old Jewish headstones. Now this might have been a project that was totally unapproved by any local planning groups, but I haven't seen anything in the news about it, and these are all Jewish headstones. How sad. Genuinely. It's heartbreaking because in their religion, the spot where they come to rest is sacred. It's supposed to be remembered. And just on the outskirts of that Jewish cemetery, we have this old barn that still has this stone over the top of it. This must be from before World War II. And panning down, we can see, even in the farmland here, there are old Jewish headstones and abandoned buildings next to small homes. And that's a perfect example of the flower of life, the intersecting circles. And flanking the Russian eagle, what looks like two bowls.